We're going to begin the ceremony now. Would everyone please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the presentation of colors. Mayor Joe Roscoe, Village Manager Steve Williamson, Fire Chief Eric Lang, Chief Joe Fernandez,
Please join me in singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and a home of the brave?
I'd like to thank Frank Bassar for the singing of the national anthem. And now would Rabbi Caroline please join us on stage to give the invocation.
Friends and neighbors, Mr. Mayor, members of council, all the men and women of the fire department, this evening we mark a time of transition. The conclusion of Chief Eric Lang's tenure as our fire chief and the transfer of command to our new chief, Joe Fernandez. It's also a moment to pause, reflect, and to say thank you, to recognize and appreciate a very special kind of leadership that Eric brought to this village. Today we honor not just what he did, but how he did it, with strength, with humility, and with a deep sense of mission to make our community and the world a better place. In Hebrew, this is called tikkun olam, repairing the world. Not just a slogan, but a way of living, a belief that each of us has a role in making the world a little more whole. Chief Lang lived that role. In every emergency he responded to, every team he guided, every crisis he met with focus and calm. He was protecting, he was repairing, he was making the world better. Always showing up, whether that meant running the department, responding to a call, rolling on the mat at jiu-jitsu. You might not have known which uniform he'd be wearing, but you knew we were in good hands. In Jewish tradition, after Passover, we begin studying a collection of teachings called Pirkei Avot, the ethics of our fathers, one chapter each week. And this week, as we gather here to honor Chief Lang, we're studying chapter 2. And there's a line in chapter 2 from Hillel, which feels especially fitting for this moment. B'makom she'ein anashim hishtadel liot ish. In a place where there are no people, strive to be a person. To be a person in this context means to step up when others stand still, to choose responsibility over comfort, to run toward the need instead of away from it. Chief Link has lived that teaching, not in theory, but in real life, every day, often when no one was watching. He's the person others could count on in every emergency, every decision, every quiet moment of responsibility. And everything happens for a reason. It's not by chance that we study these teachings this week as this transition takes place. And though his tenure as fire chief ends today, anyone who knows Eric understands that this isn't a conclusion. It's the beginning of the next chapter in his service. So as we mark this moment of transition, please join me in prayer to the Almighty God, that the qualities that define Chief Ling's leadership, his strength, his commitment, his sense of purpose, continue to shine in whatever comes next. That he, together with his family, be blessed with new ways to keep growing, to keep giving, and to keep lifting others up. We also offer a prayer for retired fire chief and former village manager, John Gilbert, who could not be here today, and for recently retired firefighter, Manny DeVessa, who's courageously battling cancer. They're both in our hearts and prayers today. And we pray for the new leadership and administration of our fire department, that they continue with the same commitment, the same clarity of purpose, and the same unwavering generosity. That our new chief, Joe Fernandez, who is stepping into this new position of leadership, be blessed to bring out the very best in the people around him, and that all the brave men and women of the department he leads carry forward with strength. And of course, we pray for all our firefighters, past and present, together with their families. May they be blessed with good health, with success, with inner peace and joy. There's something extraordinary about those who devote their lives to service, the ones who are awake through the night so the rest of us can sleep in peace, who step into danger so others can be safe. Not because it's easy, not because it's glamorous, but because they understand deep down that they were placed in this world to protect, to respond, and to care. And may God Almighty bless all those who serve this village, those who show up when it's hard, who give more than they take, who choose responsibility, not because they must, but because they believe they were meant to, who make this world just a little more whole because they're part of it. And let us say, Amen.
Thank you. You may take your seats. Uniformed personnel, you can uncover. Good morning. My name is Andrew Kostler, and I'll be your Master of Ceremonies today. You are all here taking part in history. Never before has Key Biscayne had a change of command ceremony, a time-honored tradition that symbolizes leadership, continuity, and respect within the fire service. This ceremony has roots in military history dating back to the 1800s, where the formal transfer of authority was marked with ritual and symbolism. As fire departments in the United States and around the world adopted a more structured system similar to those of the military, the fire service embraced this ceremonial passing of the torch to honor leadership transitions. And if you'll all bear with me, I'd like to talk about leadership for just a second. Leadership in the fire service is not just important, it's essential. In a profession where seconds can mean the difference between life and death, strong leadership fosters trust, unity, and decisive action. Great fire service leaders inspire confidence, set clear examples through their courage and integrity, and cultivate a culture of teamwork and resilience. They guide their crews through the most dangerous and uncertain moments with clarity and compassion, ensuring that every firefighter feels valued, prepared, and empowered. Leadership in the fire service doesn't just save lives on the fire ground. It shapes characters and the strength of the entire organization. And for the last 13 years, we've had that. Key Biscayne has had the good fortune of having Eric Lang at the helm of this department. Through calm waters, storms, and squalls, he has steered this department with the fullest of his ability. Chief Lang was not only born and raised a Key Rat, but was also a founding member of this department. From day one, he's had his hand in shaping KBFR into what it is now. As a newly minted firefighter, he set the tone for how we respond to emergencies, and as a seasoned chief, he still sets the tone for how we respond to the emergencies. Some of his accomplishments as chief were all new suppression and rescue vehicles, increase in minimum staffing, new hire process to ensure the residents get the best first responders available, helped to negotiate 4 different contracts with the union, the incredible customer service, one of the fastest department response times in the nation, and the continual renewal of our department's accreditation. If I were to sit here and try to talk about all Chief's accomplishments, we would be here until dinner time. So I would like to invite up 2 other people. One is your not once, not twice, not 3-time, but 4-time elected Mayor Joe Roscoe, and the other one went from serving your country to serving your community, Steve Williamson.
Good morning. Nothing defines a municipality, a city, or a village like its first responders. The very definition of what a city is has to do with who our first responders are. And I got to tell you, Key Biscayne has the greatest first responders all of Miami and in Florida. Let's hear it. I have 2 tasks today. One is to honor Chief Lang and also to welcome Chief Joe Fernandez. The Village of Key Biscayne expresses our deepest gratitude to Chief Eric Lang for his 32 years of dedicated service. Chief Lang stands out not only for his dedication to our community, but of course for being a local Key Biscayner. That's a code word for Key Rat, who grew up on the island and became an integral part of the village's history. Chief Lang is only the 2nd person to ever hold the position of fire chief in Key Biscayne. That's really remarkable. And that says a lot about the legacy. That says a lot about the legacy he leaves behind. He's led our fire rescue department with integrity and a deep commitment to our community. With over 13 years of leadership, retiring Chief Lang has set a very high standard, and we are committed to building upon his legacy and that standard. During his time as chief, he has led the department to international accreditation and enhanced our hurricane preparedness and operational efficiencies. And now we welcome Chief Joe Fernandez. A hand for our new incoming chief. Chief Joe Fernandez's appointment as fire chief marks a significant step in ensuring continuity and excellence within our fire rescue department. Chief Fernandez brings extensive experience in fire rescue operations and emergency management, having served in leadership roles at the Broward Sheriff's Office, the City of Dania Beach, and the City of Miami's Emergency Manager Center. His excellence will enhance our emergency preparedness, especially throughout hurricane season, ensuring the safety and resilience of our community. We look forward to Chief Fernandez's commitment to expanding community outreach and education, getting out there, that's your job, getting out there, and strengthening the bond between our first responders and our residents. His leadership will play a pivotal role in the further enhancement of our culture of safety and preparedness throughout Key Biscayne. And again, we are so glad to have Chief Lang with us for as many years as we've had him. He has set the bar high, as I said, and we will continue to make our department the best in all of the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Really appreciate for those kind words of a very special person, Eric Lang. Good morning. Good morning. What a crowd. This is wonderful to see. Thank you all for being here today. You know, this shows how much you care about Chief Lang and how much you care about where we go in this fire department as we bring in a new chief in Chief Fernandez. I have the honor today to bid farewell to Chief Eric Lang, and believe me, it's a big honor. Chief Lang, as you've heard, and I think you know, has been our fire chief for 13 years. He was a resident, a friend to many, a son, and also a father. His accomplishments as our fire chief are unmatched. You heard the mayor highlight many of those, but with his 32 years of service on our fire department and to our community, Eric was the right man to be our fire chief in 2012. He, like many of those he served with at the beginning of this village, was truly a pioneer. A part of creating a new department, realizing the dream the village had when it incorporated in 1991, to control our own destiny and to provide the quality of service that our residents want. And boy, did they deliver. It was no mistake that Chief Lang, Eric Lang, was named the fire chief. He had been a leading part of the expedition to make the Key Biscayne fire rescue one of the best, and he was the right person. For the next 13 years under his leadership, the journey accelerated. During his tenure as chief, the department reached even higher heights. As one of the only 6 fire departments in Miami-Dade County, so think about that, a county of almost 3 million people, we have one of 6 fire departments. Very special. Eric made sure that our department was a part of that greater team. He is proud, and he wanted to make sure I said this, that he has hired or promoted every single member of the fire department, the current fire department right now. So think about that, 13 years. Thank you very much for doing it. These talented firefighters and paramedics took part in countless urban search and rescue operations and state emergency response incidents. He and his department is well known across the state and the county. And why wouldn't they be? His team has increased their ISO classification several times. They were accredited 4 times by the Commission on Fire Accreditation International. They had a highly recognized emergency management team. But most important, and I want you to hear this, every year they were rated as the best public service provided by the village. Sorry about that, Chief Souza. Greater than 92% of our community is more than satisfied with the services they provide. They earn that trust from their customers, our residents. Besides his tenure as the top-tier chief, Eric Lang was a resident and a friend to many, and many of you are here today. A key rat himself, as you've heard, Eric grew up in the village. He has been a part of the community for years. Well-known, well-liked, always friendly, always willing to help. He has a passion for this village. People knew and trusted Eric so much that they would call him in emergency situations. Eric, the consummate professional, would take that call, then call 911, or ask the person to call 911, and then he would get his team ready to go. But I'm going to do a public service announcement here. Call 911. It works and it's fast. Trust me. But now on to my favorite part. Eric is also known for his healthy lifestyle, always staying in shape, or at least trying, eating well, working out, and of course, his escapades on the mat with jiu-jitsu. I find this odd. He combined this sport, which has a goal of controlling and subduing his opponent, with a compassionate leadership and friendship style. Always studying leadership techniques and finding ways to care about people. And if you know Eric, you know how much he cares. He wanted to make sure their needs were taken care of now and that their development was taken care of in the future. People, without a doubt, are important to Eric Lang. Eric was also a beloved son, father, and partner. His mother, Grace, is here today, and I think she would say that Eric is a special person. She said not to point her out, but she just shook her head yes. I also want to recognize Jenny and her son, Mason. Thank you for being here today. And of course, Eric's children, Nash and Mila. Thank you for being here. We are so glad you can join us. All of you are very special people who are here to help us, as a whole, the community, recognize Eric as he makes the big transition from being our fire chief to his next venture in life. As I wrap up, I want to say I too was lucky enough to call Eric a friend. We first met about 10 years ago. It's a little known story that you don't know. I was still in the Army at the time, and we immediately hit it off. His friendliness and his professionalism. Jump forward to 2021, and it was an honor to become his manager. I had that privilege for 4 years, and I will tell you, he taught me a lot about fire and rescue operations. But more than that, he leaves behind an amazing legacy. As only the third fire chief in village history, Mayor, there was one before that. Eric told me that, he whispered in my ear. He made sure we had great relationships with the city of Miami and Miami-Dade County. Eric knows, and I think all of you out there in the fire, as well as the police service, know this business, we do not do it alone. So Mayor Eric made sure those relationships were solid. This fire station, this equipment, and most importantly, these talented firefighters and paramedics, we are proud of what he has achieved. There is no doubt in my mind, and I think there's no doubt in your mind, that we can never forget the difference that Chief Lang has made for our community. Thank you, Eric, for your friendship and your professionalism. We will miss you. No, I'm going to Joe first. I'm going to Joe first. Very quick. So as we say farewell to Chief Lang, we welcome in Chief Fernandez. Joe Fernandez comes to us with remarkable expertise, experience, and leadership skills. He is the right man for the job. I have confidence that we will build on the legacy that Eric has left behind over the past 13 years. I trust that Chief Fernandez will put his mark on Key Biscayne Fire Rescue. He will cultivate our willing and able force it is today to ensure we will always be ready to serve our residents in their most serious times of need. Joe, I welcome you, your family, and your friends to become part of the Key Biscayne team.
Would Chief Osorio please come up? Also, Captain Conto, Captain Connors, and Captain Dunphy. Captain Feeney. And Union President Eddie Blanco.
Today we gather to honor a leader, a mentor, and a friend, Chief Lang. Sorry. As he retires after a lifetime of service in this department and to the community, throughout his career, Eric has exemplified everything a fire chief should be. Courageous in the face of danger, calm in the midst of chaos, and compassionate in every interaction. His decisions have saved lives. His guidance has shaped careers, and his presence has anchored this department like few ever could. In the fire service, the white helmet is not given lightly. It is earned through sleepless nights, countless calls, and the weight of knowing that lives and others are in your hands. It is a symbol of trust, leadership, and sacrifice. And while today we mark the end of Chief Lang's active duty, the legacy he leaves behind is enduring. The team he's led, the values he's instilled, the community he's protected are true hallmarks of a career well served. Chief Lang, on behalf of all of us, your colleague, your crew, your community, we present this white helmet not just as a token of your rank, but as a symbol of your deep respect and gratitude and admiration. May it remind you of the lives you've touched, the fires you've faced, the budgets you've endured, and the example you've set for generations to come. Congratulations on your retiring, Chief. You well deserve it.
And now, finally, Chief Eric Lang.
I just want to take a minute. I wrote some stuff down so I don't ramble, but it's awesome to see what happened today, how it came together. Joe, Jackie, everything that the staff did to make this happen. Chief Feeney, and when I look around, and I literally, almost just about every single person I have a connection to here. And there's family, there's childhood friends, childhood coaches, there's teachers. I grew up in your houses. There's my fire department family. There's my jiu-jitsu family. I'm blown away by who's represented here today. And I know traditionally, unless I missed it, they identify the VIPs in the room, and all of you are important to me. And Marcos and I talk all the time, and he tells me it's all about relationships. And when someone asks me to do something, it's probably likely that I pick up the phone and I call somebody in this room. If not, I'm getting a phone call from them. And I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for my family and the support that you give me and every single person in here. And the one thing I'm gonna say, can't start yet, we're gonna have a crying section, is Nash and I already did this once, and Mason's laughing at me. And I'm gonna get on script because this is why I wrote it down. And I'm gonna go a little bit off script here, but obviously, and you'll bear with me here, and I guess I can break the rules today. Many of you know the village started as an idea. I don't know if it was, not yet, we got to go back, I'll let you know. It started as an idea, and I'll talk about that in a second, and that's okay. And it was a belief that this island could chart its own course. And in 1991, it became a reality, and in 1993, this fire department took over. And when I look around here, there's a lot of friends that had something to do with that, and I was going to talk about it a little bit. And this is where I'm going to go off script. And I think there's a better person to talk about it than me, and I'm going to ask if my friend Gene Stern can come and just share a couple words about looking back, if I can ask you to join us. And the reason being is it's so important. Let's give him a round of applause. To me, Gene is like the father or the grandfather even of the village. And he represents so many people. And I think those of you that are connected know that. So, Gene, thank you.
What's it like when you have the opportunity to go to your own funeral and hear what people really think about you? And you're alive and well and going to be able to enjoy it. And standing here today, I'm looking around. I hope there's not a fire in Dade County today. The truth is, 40 years ago, about 40 years ago, there were a bunch of folks that live on this island that had a dream. Can't identify all of them. Obviously, Mayor Resco is one of them. Joe was there before me. Betty Sim. I see Jim and Brewster, who's not with us today. Ray Sullivan is not with us today. Gary Gross. Cliff Brody. Cliff Brody, let's just look at the history a little bit. Before we incorporated in 1991, we were part of metropolitan Dade County. We are surrounded by water, and we were also surrounded by cities. City of Miami, Coral Gables. To get to Key Biscayne, if you were in unincorporated Dade County, was a mission. You had to go down US 1 to service this community. So we paid taxes roughly the size of Coral Gables, but we didn't have Coral Gables services, to say the least. And a bunch of folks got together and said, let's do it ourselves, let's incorporate. It was a long struggle. The county didn't say, great idea, we really want to lose your tax. They didn't say, let's help you do it. It was a struggle. But for those of us who were involved in it, the issue was going to be, would it really work? Could we really do it? And what this community became was a model for communities all over Dade County, Pinecrest, Sunny Isles, even as far south as Isla Morada. Communities followed the lead of Key Biscayne in proving that small local government can work and work very well. But the mission was, would we end up with quality people working for a government like ours? Because that's the key to making it work. And then you end up with someone like Eric Lang. I'm proud to call Eric my friend. He has been a dear friend. He's been in my house, my parents before they passed, every medical emergency, who was there, Eric and his team. People who cared, who handled crisis, who handled problems with perfect aplomb, who understood what to do and how to do it. And my only complaint ever was, on those trucks you have, don't you have one with shock absorbers?
We're working on it.
We're working on it. Before you didn't get it done before you left. But honest to goodness, guys, we are losing a friend on this staff. And we're not losing a friend, because what he has done for this community, the lives he has saved. Do you realize, by the way, our taxes are not 5 mils anymore, they're 3 mils. It's still expensive to live here. But what we get in terms of service is beyond belief. Police, fire rescue, local recreation programs. What has been achieved in this community is simply extraordinary. with unbelievable leadership, unbelievable quality people, and Eric Lang sets the bar. And Eric, I still have your phone number. Now, I just want to say something to Chief Fernandez, and I'll be done, these are tough shoes to fill. It is like taking the Alabama team after Bear Bryant. No challenge here, but it's not easy. It's not easy to follow a rock star. It's not easy to follow someone who not only provided the greatest level of care and concern, but did it with perfect compassion and concern and care. That's simply going to be very difficult to do, and achieve a level of leadership that throughout the department, the skill sets throughout the department have just been extraordinary. So, Eric, my family's grateful, I'm grateful, the community is grateful, and we're going to miss you in this role, but hopefully we're going to see you in so many other roles. Don't ever be a stranger on this island.
Thank you, Gene. I was always in awe when we were in a council chamber and Gene Stearns would speak, and I never wanted to follow him. I've been working at it, though. And my jiu-jitsu brothers, and I also want to recognize Sensei Robert here as well. We always put each other in very uncomfortable situations. And I'm going to make sure that I challenge you, Danny Canto, and the rest of our guys, to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So here goes. You hit everybody on my list, and I know Peggy Sullivan, and I know Sully's here, and I'm really glad you showed up. And I could literally go through the crowd. I know that all the people that you mentioned, and there's a lot of people that you didn't mention, they don't want recognition. It's not about that. I ran into somebody yesterday, and they were part of getting us started. They've only said something to me one time in all the years I've been here that they were part of getting us started. They're just happy to know that they did their part to make this Little Rock an amazing place. I do think it's amazing. My buddy Alex Warner I saw somewhere. I was 21 years old when we took over service. Marcos was 20, and I think Mike Herring was 22. And Chief Osorio, myself, Captain Simon, Captain Cepeda, well, it was Lieutenant Simon back then. Captain Cepeda, thank you for being here. We were on duty that night, on the 30th of September, where we took over at midnight. And we were standing not far from here. We took a picture of our watches that I still have, and I'll always treasure. And I was about 3 when my mom brought me here because of my grandfather, and I truly grew up here. I was raised on this island, as if this island raised me. And I honestly became a man while serving this department. And I grew up in this department, and it's been a special place for me to dedicate my time of service. It's as if to say thank you for the first 30 years. And I do recall we made a difference in 1993, and some of the early calls, and I know you remember, is there was a toddler that had a traumatic accident, and it was one of the early calls, and I wouldn't be surprised if Dr. Schrank, you recall, and it was in front of Key Colony, and it was just one of these ones that started awful. And shortly after that, I think it was the Saturday after we started for some reason, Patty Lehman was killed in a tragic bicycle accident, and she's a key rat, and I'll never forget some of the early days. I had the privilege to serve as I can continue to grow up here, and Mason, you're a really good student. Mila, you're a really good student. Nash, you're kicking ass. I was a bad student. I could barely put a sentence together. But somehow I was able to find a path to success with all of your help, with a bunch of education behind me, and I found a path to leadership. Thank you. You mentioned the 3rd Fire Chief, Bill Huddleston. He served from 93 to 96, and I didn't talk to him much. I was then actually happy not to see him, if any of you remember that. And in 1993, if he would have walked into the Miami Fire Department Training Center and he said, one of you are going to be the fire chief in this room. You all are going to be leading the department. I think Marcos and I probably would have looked at each other and said, no way is he talking to us. So I think leaders see through walls, almost like a superpower. Chief Danny Fernandez told me that about Chief De La Rosa when he was talking about his superpower to see through walls. And I'm taking this line from you and I'm giving you credit. And thank you for being, your family has had a huge impact on my career. And Alex is here too. In 1996, Chief John Gilbert took over. He was our deputy from 93 to 96, and he served to 2012. And he later served as our village manager. Thank God he was part of my journey. Many of you may remember him. He was a true friend, a mentor, and Chief Gilbert was a steely-eyed, red-headed giant, not in stature, but in presence. I think he was like 5'5", you know, small shoes. He somehow made everybody look up to him. He spoke with power, and at all times he had a lot to say. And I know some of you remember him. And I'm sorry that some of you never got to know him. He can't be here today. And I'm not sure of the setting on this, but I remember him telling me, "You got this." It was hard not to believe him, and because he believed in us, we believed in ourselves as young men and women. And I will forever be grateful to John's leadership and his mentorship. He taught me, I think, to take care of each other. And the Rabbi, thank you for that prayer. And to the Honor Guard, thank you for honoring what you did and for all the gifts that you're presenting us. We're going to find a place to put this, Jenny, I promise. One of our guys, Manny DeVesa, he's not doing too well. He retired a couple years ago, and he's battling cancer. He probably doesn't want me to talk about him, and I'm going to tell you, don't give him any pity, because he doesn't want any. He needs strength and power. And they're working their way to Texas, and we're going to try to raise some money for him. I've been talking to Melissa, and Melissa, you're an incredible partner to not just me and your family, but to the entire village. And I know your mom and Jamie is here. You're a great friend, and your family is very, very special to me. And we talked this morning, actually, and she kind of firmed it up. She says that we're going to create a hardship fund for firefighters. And when they come across personal crises, medical expenses, like what I think Manny's going to be facing, it's a way for us to contribute to keeping the brotherhood and sisterhood together. And it's a way to fund this to I hope, raise a lot of money for not just Manny, but for other firefighters that end up suffering and that need to know that this community supports them. And I want to remind you, this community does support you. No matter how hard we have to fight, nothing comes easy. It's just the way it is. So sorry for this shameful plug, but I will be asking you to help that cause, to support these firefighters, and specifically my brother who started out with us in 1993, Manny DeVesa. To the residents of Key Biscayne, and I know there are many of you here, thank you for trusting all of us in uniform with your lives, your family, and your property. To the current council, Mr. Mayor, to the council members that are here, and to the former council members, I see many of you around, Brett, Myra, and Mike, Davey, Michelle, Allison, help me out. Gary Gross, Betty Symes, Frank Kaplan, current council, former mayor, Ed London. I got something for you, Ed. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your partnership. And I know it's not easy. Quite frankly, I've probably been a pain in your ass, but I'm passionate. I wasn't willing to give up for what I believed in. Thank you Thank you for not getting rid of me. Probably, there were some moments that I probably pushed your buttons. But we worked together and we made it possible to pursue excellence. And just if you could, to the council specifically, especially the guys in the white shirts, those are the firefighters here, the firefighter paramedics, our inspectors, Jackie. And there's a couple jackets in there, and you have some jackets that are littered amongst these fine professionals here that are all my friends. And I'm going to get to you in a second. And you can't tell the difference between our firefighters. and our officers and our lieutenants and our captains and everybody else. And I'm going to get there. That's a big deal. And this is what I fought for. I fought to make sure that we had the best, that we could stand shoulder to shoulder with these other professionals. And for that, I will ever be grateful. Is that water? Yes, sir. Where's Leah? Ooh, that's strong. Thank you. I need a cry bottle. Steve, you represent the manager's office and every manager that has served in that seat before. And you said to me a long time ago that myself and the police chief, the fire chief, the police chief, and you are a very strong team. And I know that we pick up the phone and we talk to each other, and I want to thank you. I know we've had a lot of personal conversations. We've had some pretty cool walks at some different moments, and thank you for your service to the country. Don't forget about the American flag, when it's supposed to fly, where it's supposed to fly, because this man right here, he fought for that. And there's other servicemen and women here. Steve, I believe in your vision. I believe in what you've been trying to build. I believe in your values. I believe in your goals. And thank you for leading the way. It's been an honor to work for you. It's been an honor to work for the three other managers that I also work for. Collectively, your guidance, your vision, challenging me to think bigger and always putting our community first. The one thing I will say is Steve always says talk less, so I'm failing here. So the department directors, there's many of you here, some former department directors. Thank you to you and your staff. Public safety is definitely a team effort. You're our partners every step of the way. You're often behind the scenes, making sure we have what we need to do the job. I know Public Works, we call on you guys all the time. And we have a great relationship with BZP. Finance, you're always stepping up and paying the bills, and I can go on. So thank you. Just a little bit of a reflection. I don't think Chief Kemp is here, but the Miami Fire Department is represented. And he reminds me it's important to look back and see how far you've come. Make sure you remember that. We get caught up in the mess every day. We're too close to the action, and we can't see how far we've moved. But this is an example of how far we've moved. We're constantly focused on hiring, training, purchasing, fostering labor management relationships, responding to those calls. You miss the progress that we make. My role has always been, and I know this is going to be Chief Joe's role, and he's going to be creating his vision, for building an external relationship, setting the vision for the agency, securing resources, and making the job look easy. Sometimes that gets you in trouble, but it's not so easy. But it's you guys that make the difference to make it look easy. We fought hard to retain the right people and the right equipment. And we know it's a dangerous job. You want to stand up? My friend AJ here, he's been stepping up for a long time. He's in some pain right now. And he reminded me the other day how dangerous our job is. We show up to work, and you never know. And I remember Dunphy and Chief Feeney and Connors walking in my office, and they had this look on their face. And he was in a training accident where he fell because an anchor broke. And I think I told you this, but I was really happy that you were able to call your wife. And that we went to see you at the trauma center, and I was happy that you walked out. Because I was like, there's no way this is happening right now. This was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks. So I'm glad you're okay, man. Thank you, Chief. So. You've already heard what we've done with our personnel. Just to give you some numbers, over the last couple years, we've hired and promoted 25 people. And after today, I'm expecting 6 more. And we're not like making something magical. It's just the way attrition works. When the top moves, everybody moves. And I'm excited about those promotions that are coming. Special thanks to my brothers, Marco Cesario, my deputy chief, and Chief Michael Herring. You guys are more than colleagues, you were brothers. We went through some serious challenges. Hurricanes, growth, times we could not figure out a way how we were going to solve it. And I wouldn't want to have done what we did without you guys next to me. And I can't thank you enough. Michelle, you and I had some time together, and you shared that with us, and I'm grateful for your time. And you handed that baton over to Jackie, your desk, the con, if you will, and they often call these ladies here the real chiefs, and they served as the executive assistant to the fire chief, and I can't thank you enough. You were the steady heart behind the operations, and you kept the wheels turning, the schedules running, and the spirit strong. Thank you for your loyalty and your professionalism. And I don't know if Kathy's here too, but Kathy was a big part of that. I don't see her. Conchita served as our clerk. And she was one of the first employees for the fire department. Cliff Brody brought her in. Conchita was like the mother to all of us, especially the old timers, and we thank you for being part of us. I know our current clerk is here as well, and one of our former clerks, Jenny. I was really glad she was in that role. Just for the record, she was a charter official, and I worked for the manager. Right? To the captains and lieutenants, past and present, you're the bridge between leadership and action. You took the vision and made it reality. You built the culture we have today, a culture of excellence and courage. My deepest respect to you, and anything that you guys need, and you're all gentlemen right now, anything you need, please let me know. Something that John Gilbert told me, you guys got this. Chief Del Rosa, I think I see you back there, and I mentioned this to you a little while ago, but there's this group that's called Foam D, and it represents all of the fire departments. It's called the Fire Officers of Miami-Dade County. And City of Miami has a seat at the table. Chief Hevia currently, formerly Chief Zaralaban, Chief Jadala. Miami's represented by a number of people, but Chief Scott Dean, the deputy chief, is here. Thank you for being here and representing Miami. And by the way, thank you for jumping that structure fire that we had. Looks like I didn't see any of the trucks, so that was a good sign, right? You didn't get a code 1 that you all missed. So. Robin and Danny, you're both here, deputies from Miami-Dade County. Thank you for being here. They also have a seat at the table under Chief Jadala. I've seen Miami Beach represented. I know the former chief of many, but Virgil Fernandez is here, and you were at that table that day. And I know Miami Beach is represented. I know Hialeah, I saw Freddie here. And forgive me, I'm calling these gentlemen by first names, but this is the relationship we have. Who am I missing? Willie Garrett was sitting at the seat for you at the time. And the 6 of us were at this table. And we were talking about the strength of the relationships of our fire departments. And I want to share this with you for a couple of reasons. 1, I want to share with the community, and 2, I want to share with our firefighters. We represented over 5,000 personnel from fire departments. Our 42 people had a seat at the table that represent 5,000 people. It was an Italian restaurant, if you remember, Chief. And we were talking about the strength and how powerful it was. And if you remember what it was, we were like, hey, I think it was Willie said, we're like the families. Nobody messes with the families. And I was like, that's pretty cool. I was really honored to be sitting part of that group, and it was a really cool moment at that table. And I want you all to remember that, because you have to stay connected, and we did that by standing on the shoulders of the chiefs that were before us. And it's everybody in uniform. I ask you to do everything you can, police and fire included, to make sure that you step up and keep that relationship strong. And if you need my help, not only am I here, but I'll speak for all the former chiefs from the departments. The Miami Fire Department and those that retired from there, you guys are like my brothers. And you shaped me. I rode rescue with you at Rescue 6, and I'll never forget those days. You had such an influence on me, and I know that you're here, Chief Virgil Fernandez. I know Chief Juan Mestas is here. We know you're part of the family. And those are Chief Joe Fernandez's peers. Is there anybody else here from the old days? I saw Pete Gomez was here as well. And you guys are giants, man. We grew up underneath you. It was unbelievable what you guys did. We were like the generation behind you, and you had a huge impact on us. And I feel like you were up there too, Alex, as part of that. And you've served as the deputy for Miami, and all of your staff that's behind you. I can't thank you enough. And I was riding at Station 3 with you, and you guys, it was incredible. So thank you. So, yes. And I don't just speak for me, but I speak for our whole fire department and every person that's served here. I'm getting there. I'm almost wrapping up. But I've had the honor to assign, promote every single one of you that's on the department today. And you're the heart of everything we do. And if they're not here, please make sure you tell them that. Jess, got it? Satisfaction, unfortunately, comes from suffering. And sometimes it feels like there's a lot of suffering. And Freddie tells me, we talk about this, firefighters, we never like the way things are, and we hate change. So we're always suffering. But I guess that makes the good times better. Allow yourself some grace. If you fail, correct the course. And I don't know who's paying attention, but we had a moment. Who cares? Doesn't matter. We said we'll get to that in a minute. And I'll remind you when it comes out again. We fix every problem when the bell rings. And just a little, and I'd love fixing problems with firefighters. You all are the best problem solvers ever. Don't do that at home all the time, though. It doesn't always work. Don't let pain turn into wounds that become infected and leave scars. Deal with them early. Go to rehab. Mentally, physically. Take care of yourselves. Find a way to embrace the suck. Be patient. It's not in our DNA. And I'm speaking to everybody in uniform or anybody that's served. And to my brothers and sisters that are here that have served, here's a lesson that I recently realized, and you heard a little bit from Gene. We don these uniforms every day, and we're used to it. We're used to being around the badge. We're comfortable with what it looks like, but we forget how it looks to civilians. And if you don't believe me, just ask. Or maybe the civilians can go talk to the firefighters that are here. I see Chantel back there shaking her head because we teach together and we talk about this. Thank you for being here. We're comfortable with what it looks like, but countless times over last month, I've had people stop me and explain to me the impact that we've had on our lives, their families' lives, and sometimes I didn't recall the story. What happens? We go on with our day, we back in our trucks, we go 09. Pilar, I know you're here with your family, and I know we had a conversation about that. But I'm going to remind you, we leave lasting impressions on someone because of the compassion and care, and that's the same reason we all took this job. I look around the room here, and this place is full of stories. And I'd ask the people that are here that have a story to share with our firefighters. So I often get the credit, but every day it's you guys that are doing the work. So thank you. Keep it up. My heart is full of gratitude. Thank you to those that taught me. Thank you to those that challenged me. Thank you those that collaborated with me. And even thank you to those that stood against me. You sharpened me. AJ, you busted your ass to make this happen today. Thank you. Chief Joe, Chief Dan, Jackie, Juan, Steve, Mike Fleming, the whole IT crew, and all the other people behind the scenes that made this happen. Miami hanging that flag out there. Thank you. This is really awesome. Jess, now's probably a close time. Thank you. To my family, I'm going to keep this short, but it's not because I really care about how long you're going to be here for. It's because I don't want to become dehydrated. For each of you, I would do anything. So Jenny, you've traveled this road with me. You've loved me, supported me. Often without thanks or recognition. Thank you for your strength, your heart, your faith in us. I love you. To my mom, you pinned my first badge on me in 1993, the same one Joe McCon gave me at the church. You stood by me through every chapter. You've been there for the kids. Thank you for always being there. To Nash, my son, Mila, my daughter, and Mason, you're like a son to me, kid, like it or not. You each hold a special place in my heart. Every moment, every sacrifice, every celebration that I'm part of, you all are part of it, always, all of you. I'm glad you are here to see how big your family is. I want you guys to stand up, look around, stand up. I do know you've made some sacrifices, but I'm super glad you're here with me, and I love you each and every day. So a special moment as I wrap up. I'm going to ask that my family be presented with some gifts, because this journey was never mine alone, it was ours. So if you bear with me while I present you some gifts.
Are you going to tell them what I'm going to do with Fernandez? I didn't have anything written down, but I can say it. I don't have any written moving down and would be a change. So what's your note you're doing? Okay. Yeah, that's kind of hard up there.
Thank God we had that practice.
Attention all hands, attention all stations. Attention all hands, attention all stations. After 32 years of dedicated service, Chief Eric Lang is officially proud doesn't begin to describe what the men and women of the Key Biscayne Fire Rescue have accomplished. And if you ask Chief Lang, he'll tell you the strength was always in the team. His belief was always clear. We may forget the calls and the chaos, but the impact we leave on families will last far longer than any dispatch record. Car 1, we know you're leaving Key Biscayne on secure, and we're showing you 10 out of 30 for a well-earned trip and a new journey ahead. Godspeed, Chief. Well done. We accept the challenge, and thanks for chasing every single day. Finally clear, 11:32.
Chief Fernandez, would you come forward, please? The bugle in the fire service has its root in the early days of organized firefighting, when clear, effective communication was vital amidst the chaos of a fire scene. Long before portable radios, officers used speaking trumpets, the precursor to the modern bugle, to project their voice and direct crews over the roar of the flames and the crowds. These trumpets, often made of brass or metal, became essential tools for commanding attention and maintaining order during emergencies. As technology advanced, the radios replaced them in function. The speaking trumpet was preserved as a symbol of the fire service's heritage. Its enduring presence in ceremonies honors the early innovations of the fireground communications and the brave leaders who use them to safeguard their teams and communities.
Joe, congratulations. I know you're about to be sworn in. You'll be the fire chief. Key Biscayne, you're in good hands. The men and women of the Key Biscayne Fire Rescue. You got a great leader here. Joe is a giant that's walked with giants, and it's been an honor to serve with you.
And now Steve Williamson is going to swear in Fire Chief Joe Fernandez.
Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear. I, Joseph Fernandez, do solemnly swear. That I will obey the Constitution of the United States. That I will obey the Constitution of the United States. And the state of Florida. The state of Florida. And that I will, in all respects, observe and obey. And I will, in all respects, observe and obey the provisions of the Charter. The provisions of the Charter. And laws of the village of Key Biscayne. Laws of the village of Key Biscayne. And that I will withhold devotion to duty above personal religion. Withhold devotion to duty above personal religion. I count sincerity of service. Count sincerity of service. Above personal comfort and convenience. Above personal comfort and convenience. And will strive increasingly to find a better way. Will strive increasingly to find a better way. Of protecting the lives, homes, and property of my fellow citizens. Protecting the lives, homes, and properties of my fellow citizens. From the ravages of fire and other disasters. The ravages of fire and other disasters. To help God, to help me. Raise your right hand, repeat after me. I state your name, do solemnly swear. I, Joseph Fernandez, do solemnly swear. That I will obey the Constitution of the United States. That I will obey the Constitution of the United States. And the state of Florida. The state of Florida. And that I will, in all respects, observe and obey. And I will, in all respects, observe and obey the provisions of the Charter. The provisions of the Charter. And laws of the village of Key Biscayne. Laws of the village of Key Biscayne. And that I will withhold devotion to duty above personal religion. Withhold devotion to duty above personal religion. I count sincerity of service. Count sincerity of service. Above personal comfort and convenience. Above personal comfort and convenience. And will strive increasingly to find a better way. Will strive increasingly to find a better way. Of protecting the lives, homes, and property of my fellow citizens. Protecting the lives, homes, and properties of my fellow citizens. From the ravages of fire and other disasters. The ravages of fire and other disasters. To help God, to help me.
So those of you that don't know, this is a tradition that the people that are close to you get to pin your badge on when you get promoted. It's a very big honor. How many times you get to see a fire chief get pinned?
You can take your seats. While it's hard to lose Chief Lang, a staple in this community, I'm inspired by the new chief selected to oversee this department. Joe Fernandez started his fire career in 1984 with the city of Miami. In 10 years, promoted all the way to district chief. After 9/11, he was appointed manager of their Urban Area Security Initiative, an intense position detailing the plan should a terrorist attack happen in Miami. In 2010, he retired from the city of Miami to become the fire chief in Dania Beach. As chief, he was instrumental in forming the merger that took place between Dania Beach and BSO. After the merger, he spent 4 years as deputy chief of operations before once again being selected as the fire chief. He spent 4.5 years as fire chief in BSO, and then we were fortunate enough to recruit him to us. Everyone, please welcome Fire Chief Joe Fernandez.
Thank you. Thank you very much. No pressure. I'm going to remember one of our chiefs, Shorty Bryson, used to say, practice the 4 B's when speaking, which was be brief, brother, be brief. So we will do that. There was a mention by Chief Lang and others about shoes. I don't know if it'll help, but Chief Lang and I wear the same size shoe, so I hope that that will help me begin to move into his shoes. So, good morning, distinguished guests, Mayor Roscoe, council members, village administration, Manager Williamson, members of the fire department and all the other exemplary departments of the village, family, friends, and especially the members of the community that we serve. It is with deep humility and profound gratitude that I stand before you today as I assume command. As the 4th Fire Chief of the Village of Key Biscayne, Department of Fire Rescue, this moment is not only a milestone in my career, but the beginning of a solemn pledge to serve with integrity, courage, and unwavering dedication to the people of this community. I wish to express my sincere appreciation to Village Manager Williamson and our elected officials for their confidence in my ability to lead our department. I also extend my deepest thanks to my predecessors for their service and for laying a strong foundation. This foundation which we will continue to build upon. I must take a moment to acknowledge by name the exemplary fire chiefs that preceded me, and you've heard some of their names already. Chief William Huddleston, which I worked under in the city of Miami, Chief John Gilbert, that I worked with in the city of Miami, and my friend and colleague, Chief Eric Lang, who I've worked alongside for decades, and I've worked for here for a year at the village. It is important to mention that now 3 of the 4 former village fire chiefs were former chiefs from the City of Miami Department of Fire Rescue. I'm very proud of that. This story speaks to the tightly woven fabric of excellence that joins the 2 departments and has served to provide much of the cultural and operational strengths that are displayed every day. We respond to and serve the public with those as our tenants. Chief Lang has worked tirelessly to elevate this department to its current level of excellence. I will dedicate myself to preserving all the accomplishments previously attained and to continue to lead, innovate, and advance this department into the future. To the men and women of our fire department, you are the backbone of this organization. Your professionalism, sacrifice, and commitment to excellence do not go unnoticed. Your customer service, bedside manner, and willingness to exceed expectations every day is a testament to your professional commitment to serve this community. I'm honored to lead such an exceptional team, and I pledge to support your continued growth, well-being, and success as we face the challenges of today and those that lie ahead. To my family and loved ones, thank you for your steadfast support and patience. I began my career in 1985, because somebody will correct that and tell me that I was cheating, and have served as a firefighter paramedic my entire adult life. The opportunity I embark on today would not be possible without the strength and support of those that have always been there for me. I would like to recognize my mother, Margarita, who has definitely always been there for me. Can I
Yep.
share the family chalice here?
Communal water.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. Woo. And my children, JR and Christina, who could not join us today. My son is a lieutenant with the Miami Beach Fire Department, and he's also getting his RN currently, finishing up his work at an out-of-state college. I would also like to recognize my girlfriend, Jessica, who's just up here. She's also a public safety professional, started in dispatch, was a supervisor, and now creates policy for her agency. She's here with me today, and I much appreciate it, and she's been with me throughout my entire professional journey here at Key Biscayne. Thank you for always being there to listen and to serve as a wise advisor and loving supporter. To my best friend, Buddy Men, who always used to tell me everything's about life experiences. He taught me how to be late, but now he's always on time. He started at a very young age as Chief of Staff for Governor Bob Graham and has gone on to DC and many other things. Thank you for being here, buddy. All the colleagues that are here that I've worked with and gotten to know from Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and Monroe, I really appreciate you being here. My colleagues from FIU for the time that I was there in the disaster management program. Dr. Schrank, I know I was annoying at times and was always trying to implement and push new drugs and major life complicated procedures, but I really did enjoy working with you, and the fact that you are part of the Key is very special. Also to the urban search and rescue representatives that I got to serve with in 2 deployments. To my first and original mentor, Chief Juan Mestas, who was with me in the city of Miami and really got me excited about doing all this and is now in the city of Miami Beach. Pete Gomez, someone that I worked alongside, he taught me a lot. I got to teach him a few things, and now he's the Director of Emergency Management at Miami-Dade. Virgil Fernandez, we kind of worked together. He was always a little bit ahead of me. We were able to go to a few other places and spread what we knew from the city and learn a lot of things along the way. And Virgil, I think we only grew together as we went to different places. Thank you for that. And Iggy, who I got to mentor and launch onto television, Ignatius Carroll, thank you for being a friend and a brother. And to our community, we exist to serve you. You place your trust in us during your most difficult and vulnerable moments. That trust is sacred, and I vow to uphold it with transparency, accountability, and a deep sense of duty. As we move forward, I'm committed to fostering collaboration, embracing innovation, and preserving the proud traditions that define our department. Together, we will continue to safeguard lives and property, and we will do so with honor and pride. Key Biscayne, thank you for welcoming me. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for this extraordinary opportunity, and it all begins today for me. Thank you very much.
I promise, we're almost done. Just 2 more small things. We're going to do a final prayer from Father JC.
I would like to ask you, if you don't mind, to please stand for this moment. Let us pause for a moment, not just in prayer, but also in gratitude. Almighty God, our refuge and strength. Today we mark a sacred moment in the life of this fire department and this village we love. We give thanks, deep heartfelt thanks, for Chief Eric Lang. Chief, I don't say this lightly. You have been a rock for many people. For 32 years, you have carried this mission with courage, humility, and an unwavering commitment to others. You led our fire department with quiet strength, never seeking applause, but always earning respect. As many people have said this morning, you were born and raised here, and it shows. This village didn't just have a fire chief, it had a son who served like a father to all of us. You have guided us through storms, fires, tragedies, and joyful moments too. But more than that, you have been a brother, a friend, and for me personally, a companion on the journey of service and leadership. Thank you. I thank God for the privilege of walking part of this road with you. Now, as you begin a new chapter, we ask the Lord to bless you with deep peace, new joys, and rest for the heart that has given so much. May you never doubt how much you are loved and how much your life has mattered. And now to our Chief, Joseph Fernandez. Today, you receive not just a badge or a title, but the trust of the whole community. You are stepping into a role shaped by years of sacrifice and love, quiet leadership and brotherhood. But dear friend, you don't come as a stranger. You come with decades of wisdom and leadership in fire rescue operations, emergency management, and community engagement. You come as someone who understands that leadership is not about being first, but about being last, serving, supporting, and showing the way by example. You inherit the house that Chief Lang helped build, and I know you will honor that legacy, not by replicating it, but by carrying it forward with your own gift, love, and heart. I want you to know, and I believe I speak for many people in this place and those who are not here, you're not alone. You will never be. This team is with you. The village is with you. And the God who has called you to this moment will walk with you every step of the way. To every firefighter here, stay united, stay courageous, and stay faithful to your call. Thank you for everything you do. And now, with all my heart, I pray to the Lord to bless you. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May He turn His face toward you and give you peace. Amen.
Thank you. Take your seats. Since I have the microphone and they can't really do anything to stop me at this point, I'm going to take a little bit of a liberty here. Since I've been a member at this department, Chief Lang has always talked about chasing excellence. If we stand still, excellence will pass us by. It's a very common thing he would say to us. Well, without you, Chief, we wouldn't know which direction excellence was, so thank you for that. You've been a constant at this department for 32 years and have directly impacted a lot of people. In fact, I'm going to do a little experiment right now. If Chief Lang has hired you, promoted you, helped you, saved you, rescued you, challenged you, inspired you, or in any other way changed a part of your life for the better, please stand up. Now, I'd like to send retired Fire Chief Eric Lang out with two things. One is a round of applause to show him all of your gratitude, and two, amazing grace. And that concludes our ceremony.
Thank you both. Yeah, of course, Chief. It's been a pleasure. Amazing. You do great things.
That concludes our ceremony. Everyone, please, the reception will be held right here.
Thank you, sir.